Hello, Namaste everyone. Welcome back to Anmoll Astrology channel. Now today's video is for Aries Ascendant, that how their transit of Jupiter is going to affect them this year. Okay, so if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the link below www.anmollastrology.com, and under the reading section and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Also, I have courses available now under the courses section in my website. You can go ahead and purchase those courses, and you will be assisted by me personally through email. And if you wanted to schedule a doubt session, that will also be provided there. Okay, so let's get started. So, Aries individual. So, whether you are an Aries moon or you are an Aries ascendant, these are going to be the predictions for you, right? So Jupiter is traveling in your third house because Jupiter now is transiting over the sign of Gemini, right? It's an air sign. It's the original third house. It is the house ruled by Mercury, and now it is welcoming Jupiter for over a year. Okay, so the transit is going to happen on 12th of May. Actually, I think it is 14th of May 2025, right? And it is going to stay there for almost 1 year, right? So let's first understand what is the third house. But before that, I will attach the link below for the introductory video of Jupiter transit in Gemini, so that first you know what is the meaning of Jupiter's transit in Gemini, and then you can come to this video and have further details of how this transit is going to affect you personally, right? So, third house is the house of your efforts. It's the house of your communication. It is the house of your writing, writing skills, your way of communication. What type of things do you communicate? Second house is your vocal cord. It is the actual voice of yours. But the third house is, what do you talk about? Third house is also the house of your siblings, younger siblings, your close friends, and your close relatives, the ones that you share a very good bond with. Third house is the Bhavat Bhavam of the eighth house. That's why it's the deeper self of the eighth house. It is the higher self of the eighth house. This is the house which is way more deep than you can expect. If we consider the sign of Scorpio and the eighth house as the house of secrets, then the house of Gemini or the third house is the father of the secrets. We do have a perception about Geminis that they are the gossipers. They are the ones who do the gossip. They are the ones who spread the information. But these people, when the time comes, they are the ones who hold the secrets, who take the responsibility of your secrets. Trust me on this. Go and ask any of the Geminis. They might have so many secrets within them, but they tend to hold secrets only for the people they dearly love. And that's more so their closest friends or their family. With Moon in Gemini, they would play up with a very happy face in front of you, but internally, they will have waves of emotions going here and there, waves of ideas going here and there. So now, when Jupiter is coming into this house, into the sign of Gemini in your third house, this is your time where the third house gets activated. So, see, every astrologer is going to tell you about that guru or The Brihaspati or Jupiter is the guru, it's the mentor, and it's the blessings. It's your fortune. It is indeed. But along with fortune, it is responsible for your responsibilities. It is responsible for your higher lessons. So when Jupiter transits into any house, it tends to give you lessons of that house. And only once you understand those lessons, because you are bound to get that understanding with Jupiter in the ascendant. Sorry, Jupiter in the transit. I actually wanted to say, for example, if you have your Jupiter in the ascendant, you might have been very acknowledged with this energy that every event in your life brings in a higher lesson. You feel fortunate, you are fortunate, but along with that, the heaviness is always there. Like, for example, if a person with Jupiter in ascendant or the ninth house is a person who never gets troubled with money, who never gets troubled with their fortune in life, their luxury in life. But this person will have the responsibility to help others. Others like their very closest ones, maybe their spouses, maybe their father, their mother, their siblings, because they always have a surrounding, or they naturally attract the people who need their guidance. That's the heaviness that is there. They are fortunate, but they still feel responsible for the people around them because they do feel for them. They do care about them. So that is what happens with Jupiter, Jupiter's placement specifically. And now, since it is coming into the sign of Gemini, it definitely is about blessings. It definitely is about fortune. But along with that, it is also about acknowledging your responsibilities towards that house. It is also about exploring that house and finding your, a khazana, finding your gold into that house. Because definitely this Jupiter transit is going to bless the houses it is aspecting, but it will give the responsibility of the house where it is in. So specifically for a Aries ascendant or an Aries moon, this karma of yours, this responsibility of yours is towards your siblings. It is there towards your efforts. You will no longer will communicate the way you used to. Now, this Jupiter will give you heaviness with your communication. Like, for example, earlier you would have been a person who might have communicated just randomly, who would have said things randomly. But now Jupiter will make you own your words. Jupiter will be like, you do what you say, and you say only that you do. That is the responsibility of Jupiter here. Now, this Jupiter will also help you with stabilizing your unstable life. If suppose you are experiencing some struggle into maybe your job area, maybe your personal area, maybe your personal relationships, now is the time when this Jupiter will bless you with positivity and with stability. Things that you would, for example, for 2 years, you are working for the same thing and you are not getting appreciated. You're not getting something good out of it. Now is the time when Jupiter is going to bless you with their blessings. Jupiter will be like, you have done your hard work. You might have to do a little more for me to see that, and then I will give you the blessings for that. Right? This works extremely well for the individuals who are into businesses or work related to communications, technology, and anything that is associated with the sign of Gemini. Okay, so let's dive into the charts so as to get a better result to it. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't have to open the chart. Rather, I had to open the whiteboard. Mistakes. Okay, so now Jupiter. Let me just have a Jupiter related color. Okay, so Aries. So for I think this is too bright. Let's get something else. Something a little darker. I just have absolute love for reds and burgundies for some reason. Okay. Did I say stability again? If I say so, please correct me. I'm practicing on that. I don't know why, but ever like since a while, mostly after no, actually, this has been from the beginning that I pronounced some words incorrectly and I've been corrected on them. So I'm practicing saying stability rather than stability. So I hope I might succeed in that. Wish me luck. Okay, so for Aries individuals, you guys are going through your Sadhasati as well, right? You have started with your Sadhasati, and you know, when a person starts with the Sadhasati, they are like, what the hell? What the hell just happened? Everything was smooth, everything was okay. We were experiencing something, but we didn't know that this was the most terrible one. Like, I read a quote somewhere that you have n number of problems in your life until you actually face a problem with your health. When you face a problem with your health, then all the things, and all the problems just feel meaningless to you because that is the major problem now you'll have to deal with. So I'm not saying that there's a health problem you guys have to deal with, but I'm definitely saying that sadhasati is something which when hits you, you understand that earlier you were not into problems. Now you will be, because now you have to pay off your karma, right? So, but this is the most beautiful journey. Trust me on that, based on my experience, based on all the others that I know who have been through this Sarasati. Trust me, this is a beautiful journey, and you will appreciate this journey by the end of this period. You might not just do that in the first phase, second phase, third phase, but sometime when this is gone, you will understand that you much needed this, right? So now we have Jupiter in your third house. I discussed whatsoever third house is about. Now just understand that this Jupiter is your 12th and your ninth lord, and then coming into the third house. Now, this is fourth from the 12th house, seventh from the ninth house. First of all, it will make you adopt creativity and higher knowledge in your work or just to enhance your skills. This works beautifully there. Like right now, it's your time to enhance your skills. Or maybe you have been working since a very long time, you are a professional, but now you just want to change your field. You just want to do something associated with your skills because at the same time, you're going to have Saturn here. So it is activating your 12th house. It is activating your inbuilt talents, your secret talents that you have, that you're just born with. Saturn is activating that. And along with that, Jupiter in the third house is about learning for you. It is, of course, not about higher learning. For you, because it is in the third house, that means that this is your time not to just enhance a skill that you already were learning or you were performing, but it's kind of something new that is coming in, right? This also means that either you are going to travel for studies or you will travel for job. Like travel as in you'll shift your residence for studies, job, or simply for because you bought a home. Trust me on this, when the 12th lord comes into the third house in a natal chart and it is aspected by the ninth lord, and the activation happens in the Mahadasha, that's the time when you purchase a property overseas. So here we have that in transit. Like, for example, if your natal Jupiter is there, if your Sun is there, if your Mars is in Gemini, you are bound to buy a property at a distance, or you are going to rent a property at a distance to start living there. So you will be renting only if you are like recently shifting, either for job or for studies. Or it means that you were trying so hard to get a home overseas at a distant place, or when I talk about a distant place, it can be overseas or it can be within your country, but at a distant distance, like from a one state to another. Okay, but this is the greatest opportunity for that. Now Jupiter in the third house will also make you dive deep into spiritual studies. And since it is the first phase of your Sadhisati, definitely you're going to learn astrology. Trust me. You see this video today, you see this video after 6 months, after 1 year, after 2 years, even after 3 years. You will remember my point that you're going to dive into astrology. You're going to become a self-learner of astrology in this Sadhisati of yours. Okay, this Jupiter will also bless your younger sibling. So, this could be the time for either your younger sibling to get a very important event of their life. Like it could be marriage for them, or it could even be that they are getting the birth of a child for them. But most of all, it is going to be marriage. That is because the seventh aspect of Jupiter and the 10th aspect of Saturn is seventh from your third house, which is the seventh from your sibling's house. So it's marriage. Okay. So most of all, your younger sibling would decide on getting married. And because of that, you might have to take certain responsibilities. That's why Saturn is here. I know this video was about Jupiter, but I think it is very important for me to make you guys understand this with the perspective of Saturn as well. Because for this year, we are going to have the mutual aspects of, like, Jupiter is going to aspect with the seventh aspect on Sagittarius, and Saturn is going to also aspect it with its 10th aspect on Sagittarius. So there's a load of activations and manifestations with the sign of Sagittarius. And since ninth house is about long distance travel and it is about fortune, it will activate that. It will also activate your spirituality. And that's why you'll start learning about mythology, astrology, and any of the other occult sciences. Third house Jupiter also gives you the skills of publishing. As in, you start publishing online, you start making videos on YouTube. This Jupiter will give you responsibilities of your efforts. You'll have to make efforts and you'll have to be responsible towards your mother. Definitely during this time, towards your mother and towards your younger sibling. Also, you might have to help your close relatives. So, Jupiter coming into the third house will expand the third house. It will expand your, in a way, it will expand your social circle because it is Gemini. It will expand your courage. So it will give you moments where your courage is going to get tested. You'll have to have a huge amount of courage. It will expand your skills. One thing where this Jupiter helps is the third house. I personally consider it the house of assumptions, the house of your understanding. Understanding as in that if suppose you are told something, if I tell you something, how do you perceive that information? How do you understand that information? That is the third house for you. So Jupiter will give you the sense of maturity towards that understanding. Remember, it is coming into the sign of Gemini. It is no more immature energy in the Gemini. It's like the immature energy is there, but now Jupiter is coming here to guide that immature energy into a mature one. It could give you times of tiny little celebrations as well. Okay, now with the aspects. So the fifth aspect of Jupiter is going to be on your seventh house. You will start treating your spouse as your child. You'll be like, I know what is it, and I'm going to, lead this area. You don't know anything. You know nothing. Don't worry. You will make your partner feel like that as if they are your child, and you'll be taking care of them as a child. Also, this on the other hand can also activate your relationship. I would not specifically say marriage here, okay? It could be like fixation of your marriage, but it's not specifically marriage, but the responsibility towards the partner is there. So it could be a fixed engagement, it could be relationship. So fifth aspect on the seventh house also gives your fortune to your business. This means that you will include creativity in your business. You will creatively promote your business. This also talks about promotion. Along with that, the ninth aspect on the 11th house, the fortune. First of all, you will either need or you will either get guidance from your social circle. Like, for example, someone you knew, but you didn't have a very close relationship with that person, but you were like that they somehow when you needed, they just assisted you, they just guided you in the best possible way, and they helped you getting a promotion, they helped you with your skills, they helped you with the guidance, they helped you with your personal relationships. So something is going to happen in regards of this. This also expands your social circle again, just like it did in the third house, the placement. Ninth aspect on the 11th house also expands the social circle and the recognition that a person will have. Okay. Then the ninth aspect on the 11th house will also talk about so many desires of yours. This is the time for you people where you will get the lesson in the regards that you would understand that no one else is going to come there to fulfill my desires. I myself have to work hard and get, you know, the things that I desire or get even the partner that I desire. So you will feel a little motivated towards fulfilling your desires. And trust me on that, you will have huge appetite for desires. You'll be like, I want this, I want that, I want this. But this is a time for a kind of exploration, like you're going to explore a different self of yours, a different side of your life. Okay? So, other than this, let me see. Now, let's talk about the planets here. So, if suppose you have Sun in the third house in Gemini, that is your fifth lord, and then Jupiter is coming over it. This can be a time where you would have a love encounter, right? It kind of gives you responsibility with your finances, investments, and also education. But be very careful of not being too arrogant with your attitude or too talkative about your recognitions. Although I do feel that you will be recognized during this period and you would want to talk about it, right? Since this is the fifth lord coming into the third house, you will have to make certain efforts towards your love encounter. And if you are married, you will have to make efforts towards your children. But this is a very good time period for your children. Your children, suppose if your age is 40 or above, your children might get married, and they are at the age of marriage, right? Or if they are at the age of entering college, this is a significant moment for your children. This also activates the birth of the child for you. Okay, if you are expecting children or you're expecting childbirth, this can activate that. This can elevate your status within your job, so it can give you promotion, or else it can even give you some enhancement, like you are getting recognized for your skills, you're getting fame for your skills. So it can also depict fame. But it also shows that this is the time where you are going to get the fruits of your investments. It is a brilliant time for you to buy gold and buy ornaments, specially related to gold. Okay. Now, next is moon. So, if you have moon in the third house in Gemini, and that is your fourth lord, Jupiter is coming over your fourth lord, it will expand your compassion. It will expand your ideas, your comfort self. So, it's a fortunate time for you. It's a fortunate time for your skills. You are a very good communicator, and also you are very, very skillful. This Jupiter will help you learn more and perfect those skills within your career. So it will give you the opportunities of shifting to a distant land for studies, for a diploma, or just to get better with your skills and work around with that. But since this is getting conjunct with the fourth lord and it is coming over the fourth lord, which is moon, it's kind of making the Gaj Kesari Yoga. So it will give you the blessings of your efforts, the blessings of your skills. Things are going to be on your side. But of course, with that, I also feel that you will have to take up the responsibility of your mother. This is a time which can be a little heavier on her health. So if suppose she has been suffering through anything in her life in terms of health, this is your time to take her to the doctor and get her healed. Okay, this also calls for travel. This also calls for you take your home and situate it somewhere else, or it could even be a time for you to come back to your home. If suppose you have, a retrograde planet associated with this house along with Moon, or you have Venus retrograde, or you have Jupiter retrograde. Okay, now, uh, with Moon, it is also a time for you to take the responsibility of your communication. So it's not the time for you to gossip around or to spread informations, because if you start spreading, if at this time when Jupiter is there, if you still continue, or you are spreading, some information from here and there, which is not uh, you know harming someone, but it is not a very healthy thing to do, but it is not necessary thing to do, then you will have to address that conflict. You will have to deal with that situation there. Okay. Also, this Jupiter will make you feel responsible for someone else. And you'll be like, and this time you're going to be an overgiver, and you are going to be a person who is going to take a blame of either someone else or just for your mistakes, and you're going to improve yourself. So that is a kind of a situation I see for you people. Okay, but it blesses you with liquid money as well. You will be with Sun, it gives you that prestige, that pride. With Moon, it gives you the incoming of liquid money and savings. Okay, now it also will make you expand your home as well. For the people who already, who are in a stable environment, they can decide to expand their current space. Then Mars. So if Mars is in the third house, that is your first and your eighth lord. So this again can make you travel. This can make you fight for something with your neighbors, or with a close friend, or with your sibling. It could be a fight or dispute over inheritance also, right? But it shows that your efforts and your courage is required during this time. This Jupiter coming over your Mars is definitely going to give this Mars a direction, because it is an air sign, and Mars doesn't do very well in air signs. It becomes like a directionless energy which is going from here and there. So now you will have Jupiter is going to expand that energy, but in a good way, not in a way that it is just spreading all over the place, but in a way where there is a space for it to spread in a positive manner. But again, also similar to Sun, Jupiter coming over Sun, be aware of your stability and your groundedness. You will have to be generous. Do not be arrogant. Do not be impulsive with your actions. This is a time where you'll have to provide someone, and you'll have to prove your provision. You'll have to prove your efforts and your courage. Okay, there can be good news for your siblings as well. They will have the power during this time. Okay, this could also be one thing, that your inheritance is getting divided right now with your siblings. So that is something you'll have to take care for. And for that matter, I do think you are also going to act generous, and your sibling is also going to act generously. Okay, so you just have to use this Mars energy in a very significant and important manner. Okay, Jupiter and Mars together also talk about that this can make you purchase a property at a distance also. It enhances your personality also. It makes you deal with your energy. So you might be involving yourself into some sports, into some gymming kind of stuff, some energy oriented stuff. Okay. Now after this. So I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but my daughter is shouting outside. Hanji! I'll have to hold that. So now, Venus. So if your Venus is in the third house in the sign of Gemini, she's again here. So if it is in the sign, I think my mother is there. Yeah. So the Venus is your seventh lord and it is also your second lord. Coming into the third house, this is a good time for money, luxury, and also for relationships for you. You can expect a very creative endeavor with your work. You can also expect some opportunities where you will be able to teach people with your skills, and also the activation of love and romance. That could even be through social media and even through matrimonial. Right? Because if you have your seventh lord in the third house in Gemini, either you're going to get married through social media, through matrimonials, or you're going to get married to a person who is a mutual friend, or there's a mutual friends involvement within that union, right? So this Jupiter is kind of blessing that right now. It is initiating that thing. It is initiating that love, or it is helping you fulfilling that love, bringing that love into marriage, right? Since it is also your second lord, it will work well with your finances as well. It will expand your finances, it will expand your savings. And also, on the other hand, you will be able to spend on travel, communications, and very spontaneous travels or even pilgrimages because this is Jupiter here. Okay, the next one is let's take Jupiter in the ending as the natal placement. So let's have Mercury. If suppose you have Mercury in the third house, Jupiter coming over it can get you misunderstood for your communication. Because, see, there's a story with Jupiter and Mercury we all know about that Mercury was the illegitimate child of Moon and the wife of Brihaspati, Jupiter. So, Mercury, like Jupiter, has to like accept Mercury because of, his nature, but it is not that he feels very comfortable with Mercury. So it can give you lessons with your communication, with your casual communication and your inconsiderate communication. So this is the time for you to be grounded with your communications, with not spreading information, or you can be highly misunderstood. You can be, getting nowadays it's more about going viral. You might get viral. You might get trolled on social media. So that is something you need to avoid. But this can do extremely well in writing, publishing, and also in enhancing your skills, in enhancing your communication skills within your work. It can also give you fortune in regards of job. If you do not have job any time right now, it can bless you with job and work. Okay, it will make you deal with some exchanges of money with your relatives or within your surroundings. So you might just get done with your debts if you have taken any debts, or this could just mean that you are taking on some debt for a investment, for a prominent thing, or maybe for a prominent travel. But when Jupiter comes over Mercury, this is very good with your recognition, academic recognition, and recognition of your knowledge. But only problem it creates is with miscommunication and misunderstanding. So that is what you need to avoid. It will also be a good situation or a good time period, a prominent time period for your sisters or your uh, aunt, like the sister of your father, okay, or the sister of your mother, right? Now, next we have Saturn. So, with Saturn, if you have Saturn in the third house, you are a technical communicator. You go into facts and you go into depth of the communications. You're like that I want to know about this. You go into total technicalities of everything, right? That's how you are, right? So, here, when Saturn is in your third house, that means your 10th and 11th lord is in the third house, and then Jupiter is coming over it. You will have to take responsibility within your career and within your social circle. And so as to get recognized, you will have to fulfill your set of responsibilities. This is the time for you to work on your skills, work on your efforts, and work on your appearance as well. This is the time where you can either get a better opportunity within your job, or you can get a better opportunity by shifting into business. So this can be something important, but definitely this time is going to make you work, work, work. So it's like that you're doing all that hard work, you're getting recognized for all that hard work, but since it is the natural two planets of lessons, it will give you harsh lessons through communication, through efforts, through your encounters with people, through closest ones. It's like that this is the time when you will see the real faces of people. This also happens when Jupiter travels over Ketu. We are going to discuss about that. But whenever Jupiter and Saturn come together in the third house, then you have to, you know, get done, or you'll have to deal with some sort of fight or war-like situation with the closest relatives, or with the relatives in general, or close friend, or in with your neighbors, in fact. Okay, this could also initiate legal matters for some reason, right? But on the other hand, this is a very stable time. This is going to work towards growth, towards stability of yours. But also, see, whenever Saturn is in the sign of Gemini or in the third house, a person gets, this is not a Saturn who is direct. This is not a Saturn who is less communicative. This is rather a Saturn who just asks question one after the other, who just keeps on asking one thing or the other. So this Jupiter coming over it is going to make you learn that what is your boundary? What is your boundary and what is maturity? That is your lesson to learn here. Okay. Now, next we have Rahu. Rahu in the third house and then Jupiter coming over it. It's a brilliant position in the third house. It's excellent marketing. It's excellent with technology, with technical advancements. It is very nice combination. You will be able to put your ideas out there. You will be fortunate enough for this time period to get recognized or to get local recognition. This is the time where you use all your skills or your advanced and modern skills into your work. This is like, see, Rahu coming over Jupiter is something else, but Jupiter coming over Rahu is like now Jupiter is sitting over Rahu. It's a heavy planet. Rahu cannot go here and there, it just has to be focused. It does create a Guru Chandal Yog, but nowadays, who does not need that? Go and check the charts of highly renowned people who have either made heavy innovations in this world and we recognize them, or you go and check the people who have done something for their countries, for something, for innovations, for publicity, and they are renowned for that. They will have this Guru Chandal Yoga because their way, see, you have to be exceptional to be recognized. That's what the Jupiter and Rahu combination does. Okay, but for this matter, since Jupiter is coming over Rahu, Jupiter will help this Rahu get good guidance with their job, with their stability, with their efforts, with their courage. So this is your time to learn about the advancement of Rahu and use that in your work, in your business, in your career. Okay, now Ketu. When you have Ketu in the third house and Jupiter comes over it, definitely a time where you learn what dunyadari is about, what people are about. You research. You heavily research during this period, and you understand what is the true identity of people, what is the true self of people. It's like it's a time where you become mature. You become like from a girl, you become a woman. You from a boy, you become a man because you start developing that understanding what this world is about. And how do you get that understanding? First, you're going to get hit by the problems, by deceptions. And only after that you will understand that where I was not able to identify that this person is not the one I thought this person was. So Ketu in the third house, Ketu calls for these people. Ketu in the third house does not mean that you are not communicative or you don't communicate. Ketu in the third house means you are too heavy on the communication. When you speak, you just don't let another person speak. When you speak, you don't acknowledge what the other person is saying. Now, this Jupiter will suppress that. Jupiter will give you direction, the sense of communication. With a person with Ketu in the third house, I think they just have it's not it see, no bad placement is a mistake of any person. But it's just that they are formed like that. They are born like that. With Ketu in the third house, a person just like an headless chicken just goes on repeating one thing constantly. So now when Jupiter is coming over it, earlier they might not even recognize what their mistakes are. They would not acknowledge and not at least in the communication. But now with Jupiter coming here, you might do that now. You might understand. You might get realizations about what wrong deeds you have done or how you have hurt people unintentionally. Once you understand this thing, trust me, you are very close to success. You are very close to everything just working out for you. Okay, along with that, this also means that you have to take on research within your work. You have to you have to work with creativity, with research within your work so as to elevate yourself. You have to take the responsibility towards your family, towards your mother, towards your siblings. Okay, now lastly, we have Jupiter. Yeah. So lastly, we have Jupiter. So this is your Jupiter natal return. Now, Jupiter is the lord of your ninth house. It is the lord of your 12th house. It can make you incur major expense, either like you and your father are making expense either on a travel or on a younger sibling. This could even be marriage for you. This could even be a significant travel for you. Ninth and 12th Lord coming into the third house, I told you guys, it could even be that you are buying or purchasing a property at a distance. This is a good time for your siblings, especially your elder sibling, not just your younger, but your elder sibling, because you already had Jupiter there. Also, with Saturn in the third house, it could be a significant time for your elder sibling. But this Jupiter will make you learn along with that. It will make you get knowledge, wisdom. It will enhance your intellect. It will make you intelligent, samajhdar. Okay, that's what this natal Jupiter return would do for you. But definitely, the natal Jupiter return gives you responsibilities. It will give you responsibilities with your stability of life, with your efforts, with your skills. You'll have to help people with your skills. You'll have to start earning now. You'll have to start giving out your knowledge, your information. You might start teaching. You might start creating content. But this is going to make you occupied for, how to market something, how to initiate a step towards a career. Okay, guys. So this was my analysis for the Aries individuals. I hope this helps every one of you. And yeah, so the next video is going to be for Taurus. Very soon, I will also be doing the videos for Rahu and Ketu. Okay, so we'll see you next time. Bye bye. Take care.